You have a dream, right? When I was in my early 20s and I had my first job in the gym, I was newly into spirituality. And I would wake up early, 5 a.m, and I would travel for 2 hours to get to Notting Hill. That's how long it would take me to get to work. And I would write down in a booklet like that, and I still have it in my home, and I would write my visions, my dreams of where I want to be. When I would get to work, I was infectious. And then I created opportunity. And then I went on that journey. I got the next opportunity, I went from there. Now, the reason that's important is because whether people think that you manifest into your life or what, doesn't matter. Knowing the opportunities, being focused on the opportunity, right? On where you're going, on what you want, being clear about that, and then infecting other people that you meet with that energy, that's what I'm going after, that's what I want. So what I was lucky enough, I was in a gym where people around me were successful, and I was creating an energy where I knew what I was going for, I knew what I wanted, and I sort of knew how I would get there. And what I knew at the time was I had to be the busiest trainer in that gym. So I made myself the busiest trainer in that gym by being good at what I've done and by affecting people with positive energy, right? With uplifting them. And that's incredibly important because one win, that step forward, that decision making from me, if I didn't do that, I wouldn't have had the same level of momentum, right? And when you get that opportunity, you step forward, you take that, you then get credibility, right? Or you don't, and you get lessons, and then you go again, and then you go again, yeah? I don't know if people realise it or not, but what's important to realise is whatever your goal is, you've got to go from one part to the next, right? You've got to go from not knowing how to get there to getting there. To start, if it is a business, it starts with you being able to deliver a great product, right? And finding people that can open doors for you to believe in you. That is it. So you've got to get great at selling yourself, you've got to believe in yourself, and then you've got to get great, fantastic at delivering the product that you want to sell or creating a product that you want to sell. And then you get doors open for you.
The culture of excellence just makes you unilaterally, comprehensively a better person. I just moved to London like 4 months ago, and my London experience did not beat anything compared to what it has been if it wasn't for Jab.
What's important along the way is, one, don't be delusional. And what I mean by that is, don't convince yourself that you're putting in the work if you ain't. I used to wake up from 5 in the morning and I would go to bed at 9 or 10 at night, and I would make sure that every hour of the day, and I still do now, is warranted to my success. So when I was younger, before I had children, I was selfish, so selfish. From the moment I wake up to the moment I went to sleep, contributed to me achieving that goal. Whether it was self-development, whether it was actual physical work, whatever it was moving me forward towards that. And then what happens is, over time it builds up. You get more knowledge, you get more momentum, you get more confidence. And that's all that happens. You're still the same person, you're just more confident with delivering that goal. There's always a new challenge in front of you. Okay, we've got our SW1 right, we've got that one club right. Now the next challenge is 2 clubs. But I'm much more confident now than what I was before SW1. It's because I've created something that's worked. So how I know, logically, I have to replicate what I've done there and do it twice, right? And I have to make it even better. And then you go on that cycle of learning again. Everyone that I've met, no matter how old they are or where they are on the journey, whether they're 20, 40, 50 or 60, right, or even 70, their learning process is the same, but they understand how to learn and how to be really efficient at that. They understand how important these simple attributes are, like focus. And I think what most people do is they step back, they look at someone, and then they blame, and I'll be honest, it's one of the things that winds me up, because they go, they got there because of that reason. They got there because their dad done it. They got there because their grandfather, or they got there because they won the fucking lottery, or God give it to them, or whatever it is. And that is complete and utter bollocks, because anyone that succeeded, it took a hell of a lot of hard work. It took a lot of luck along the way, even though you make your own luck, right? And it took that person to take the opportunity. If you're from success and you're from wealth, doors open easier. You have finances behind you, so it makes the journey easier. But you still have to put the hard work in, because if you deliver a shit product, no one's going to buy it. If you deliver something that's crap, no one's going to buy it. It's just when you start from nothing, you have to find the finances and you have to create the opportunity. You have to open them doors on your own. Which that first part of the journey, which it normally happens between your 20 and 30s, is harder. Well, that's fine, because you learn more and you've got to have a bit of grit about you, right? That's how I think the fundamentals of success work. I would classify myself as not successful. I truly believe that. But I feel like I'm learning for the first time in my life. I feel confident with the decisions I'm making and my learning process of moving forward and achieving something. If I have a goal, I feel like I'm confident that I will understand how to reach that goal, and I have enough grit and enough determination to make that happen. And then the rest of it is the team you're around you, aligning to that and not giving up towards it. You're always going to get obstacles, you're always going to have moments of failure. That's just the way it is. But if you really want it, if your why is big enough, I think you'll achieve it. And then the other side to that is, why are you doing it, right? How do I get people that have never boxed before, and maybe someone that's boxed their whole life, to do the same workout and both get a ton out of it, in terms of really work hard and work on their fundamentals? And that's how the Jab product evolved. And I travelled around. I went out to New York, done multiple trips there, and I looked at the best trainers in our world. And then what I realised when I stepped back was, once you get to a certain level, there's like 5% of group fitness coaches at that level that are delivering great sessions. But the ones that really separate themselves and are really world class at what they do and fantastic at what they do are the ones that get into people's heads. Now, if you go away and you look at coaches like Cus D'Amato, Angelo Dundee, you got a Virgil Hunter, the best boxing trainers in the world. They're not just training you as for the physical sport to be good at the skill. They're being that person on your shoulder to keep you in the right frame of mind at all times, to understand when to push you, to understand when to pull you back, to understand when you need them levels of motivation, to understand when you need to kick up the arse. They're more of a psychologist than anything else. That's what great coaches do. And the best in the group fitness industry, they understood that, because when you're training, like I'd done a class earlier at Jab, and he was training everyone too easy. It's too easy, Obviously some people are not getting it, but don't train these people like the general public. Train them like they're athletes. Train them like you would if they was all fighting for a world title, right? Because everyone has got their own challenges in life. Everyone has their own goals. They're all going for it, right? So when you speak to people in that way, you relate to people on a whole new different level. When I started to understand that, and when I started to implement that, the connection with the community, the customer, and their buy-in into Jab was night and day, right? And the way you can relate that is, if you look at Steve Jobs talk about Apple and you talk about them talking about their product, obviously their product is fucking unbelievable, but when you talk about that, he talks about why he's developed that product.
And as we have tried to come up with a strategy and a vision for Apple, it started with what incredible benefits can we give to the customer.
If If you listen to Simon Sinek, Start With Why, it's the same thing.
I call it the golden circle. Why, how, what. This little idea explains why some organizations and some leaders are able to inspire where others aren't. Every single person, every single organization on the planet knows what they do 100%. Some know how they do it, whether you call it your differentiating value proposition or your proprietary process, but very, very few people or organizations know why they do what they do.
And what I understood was every time that I step in that room, I am there not to just train someone's body and get them fit. I'm there to mentally get them in the right frame of mind. I think it's one of the best things that I've realised over my journey as being a coach, and that creates culture, right? Because it's like having your company meeting and getting everyone rolled up and on the same level and leading them. As a coach, you are a leader for these people, right? You train them, you get them in great shape, you get them in the right frame of mind, you get them thinking right, you create these rituals for them throughout the week that gets the best out of them. That's what you're doing for people. Do you know what I mean? And when it becomes more about the customer coming through the door in your community rather than about you and being the centre of attention, the whole product changes. And it was a massive realisation for me.